Brian Johns here. Today I'm going to talk about not giving referee space to the doubters. If this is your first video, please subscribe to my channel. Right down, click on the button. In the last video, I mentioned how the doubters can affect us internally. Let me share what I mean by that. Back in the fall of 1989, while I was an undergraduate at the University of Notre Dame, I applied to several law schools. One of those law schools was the Notre Dame Law School. I got a call one day during the fall of 1989 from the Notre Dame Law School inviting me in for an interview. I had mentioned that I have a severe hearing loss in my law school application. And so when I was invited in for the interview, there was no doubt in my mind that was what they wanted to talk about. So I walked into the interview. I faced a panel of 3 law professors. And from the get-go, their concern revolved around my hearing loss. I forget most of the questions that were asked at this interview, but one has stuck in my mind since then, and probably will till the day I die. And that was, how does your hearing loss affect your ability to read? Wow. I didn't know what to say for a second or two. And I composed myself and I put it out to them that my my undergraduate major was government. Other universities, they would call it political science. And that entailed lots of reading and a ton of papers. And I made the dean's list several times during my undergraduate years at Notre Dame. And I pointed out to them, look, my hearing impairment didn't have any effect on my ability to read, as evidenced by my transcript, by the fact that I made the dean's list several times. I offered to submit some of my papers to them. I don't think they accepted it at that time. Now, I don't know if the question was asked out of ignorance or naivete, or if it was meant to provoke me, but still, either way, it stuck with me. So at the end of the interview, they asked me if I had any questions, if I had any closing statements to make. I responded by saying, no, I don't have any questions. But I did say, I look forward to seeing you in the fall. I essentially admitted myself to the law school. But after I walked out of the law school back to my dorm, it occurred to me that I was facing a panel of not just law professors, but a panel of doubters. People who doubted my ability to get through law school. Never mind how I did during my undergraduate years at Notre Dame. This was not the first time. There's a certain stereotype that is attached to deaf people, that we are somehow not intellectually capable of rigorous, academic schedules and the like, that we're not qualified professionally. I have a lot of stories to tell you, but I'll stick with this for now. To point out that whatever the doubters say, don't give in to what they're saying to you. It takes 2 to tango. On the one side, you have people who doubt you, and on the other side, you have folks who will listen to those doubts, and they have a choice. They either give in those 2 doubts, they can surrender to those doubts, or they can just double down and ignore those doubts and plow ahead. Now, what does this have to do with martial arts? Many people come in and they start comparing themselves to others, or they hear comments from others that, well, you can't do this, you're a woman, you're disabled, you're klutzy, you're clumsy, you shouldn't do this. Don't give too much power to others. That's what I'm saying. Don't give in to those doubts. Listen to yourself. You have a choice whether to listen to the doubts or not. And one of my jobs as a martial arts teacher is to help you to push through those doubts. Don't give those jackasses a chance of knocking you down. Okay. That's not to say though that some of these styles have seeped into me quite a few times in my lifetime, and it's been a battle to push them out of my system. And martial arts has helped me a great deal in this regard, and still does to this day. Every single person that I've seen come to my class has confessed to me in one way or another of some of the struggles they're going through. And one of the things that I've learned is that everybody, every single person I see is going through some kind of struggle. Every single person. Some may hide it better than others, but they're still going through some struggles. So I hope that by my teaching methodology, the way I present myself, the way I relate to folks, help them overcome those doubts, to push through them, and to do it physically in a martial arts class. It's extremely helpful in this regard. So let's think about the name Bamboo Spirit. It comes from the bamboo plant, which can bend with the wind. So what I hope is to give the students the flexibility, not only physically, but mentally, to be like bamboo, to bend with the wind, instead of being like oak trees, which can snap in half in a windy storm. So this is what's behind my passion for teaching martial arts, is to help people go with the flow, to bend with the wind, to do counter for counter, and to push through those doubts. So come and check out my classes. Get in touch with me. You can email me at bamboospiritmartialarts@gmail.com or text me at 905-924-3764, and have a great day. We'll see you soon.